There once lived a poor tailor, who had a son called Aladdin, a careless, idle boy who would do nothing but play all day long in the streets with little idle boys like himself. This so grieved the father that he died. Yet, in spite of his mother's tears and prayers, Aladdin did not mend his ways. One day, a stranger asked him his age, and if he were not the son of Mustafa the tailor.
"I am, sir, but he died a long while ago."
The stranger was a famous African magician.
"I am your uncle, and knew you from your likeness to my brother. Go to your mother and tell her I am coming."
She prepared supper, and bade Aladdin seek his uncle, who came laden with wine and fruit. Next day, he bought Aladdin a fine suit of clothes, and took him all over the city, showing him the sights, and brought him home at nightfall to his mother, who was overjoyed to see her son so fine. Next day the magician led Aladdin into some beautiful gardens, a long way outside the city gates. At last, they came to two mountains divided by a narrow valley.
"Fear nothing, but obey me. Beneath this stone lies a treasure which is to be yours, and no one else may touch it, so you must do exactly as I tell you. Go down, at the foot of those steps you will find an open door leading into 3 large holes. Tuck up your gun and go through them without touching anything, or you will die instantly. Walk until you come to a niche in a terrace where stands a lighted lamp. Pour out the oil it contains and bring it to me."
He drew a ring from his finger and gave it to Aladdin, bidding him prosper. Aladdin found everything as the magician had said. Having got the lamp, arrived at the mouth of the cave.
"Make haste and give me the lamp."
"Give the hand first."
This Aladdin refused to do until he was out of the cave. The magician flew into a terrible passion, and throwing some more powder on the fire, he said something, and the stone rolled back into its place. The magician left Persia forever, which plainly showed that he was no uncle of Aladdin's, but a cunning magician who had read in his magic books of a wonderful lamp, which would make him the most powerful man in the world. Though he alone knew where to find it, he could only receive it from the hand of another. He had picked out the foolish Aladdin for this purpose, intending to get the lamp and kill him afterwards. At last he clasped his hands in prayer, and in so doing rubbed the ring, which the magician had forgotten to take from him. Immediately an enormous and frightful genie rose out of the earth.
"What wouldst thou of me? I am the slave of the ring, and will obey thee in all things."
"Deliver me from this place."
Whereupon the earth opened, and he found himself outside. As soon as his eyes could bear the light, he went home.
"Alas, child, I have nothing in the house, but I have spun a little cotton and will go and sell it."
Aladdin bade her keep her cotton, for he would sell the lamp instead. As it was very dirty, she began to rub it, that it might fetch a higher price. Instantly a hideous genie appeared, and asked what she would have.
"Fetch me something to eat."
So they sat at breakfast till it was dinner time, and Aladdin told his mother about the lamp. She begged him to sell it, and have nothing to do with devils.
"No, since chance has made us aware of its virtues, we will use it and the ring likewise, which I shall always wear on my finger."
One day Aladdin heard an order from the Sultan proclaim that everyone was to stay at home and close his shutters while the princess, his daughter, went to and from the bath. Aladdin was seized by a desire to see her face, which was very difficult, as she always went veiled. He hid himself behind the door of the bath, and peeped through a chink. The princess lifted her veil as she went in, and looked so beautiful that Aladdin fell in love with her at first sight. He went home so changed that his mother was frightened. He told her he loved the princess so deeply that he could not live without her, and meant to ask her in marriage of her father. His mother, on hearing this, burst out laughing, but Aladdin at last prevailed upon her to go before the Sultan and carry his request.
I prayed him to forget her, but in vain. He threatened to do some desperate deed if I refused to go and ask your majesty for the hand of the princess. Now I pray you to forgive not me alone, but my son Aladdin.
Good woman, your son must first send me 40 basins of gold brimful of jewels, carried by 40 black slaves, led by as many white ones, splendidly dressed. Tell him that I await his answer.
The mother of Aladdin bowed low and went home, thinking all was lost.
Mother, I would do a great deal more than that for the princess.